Hello everyone, how good of you to join and welcome to yet another new game. Going Medieval is coming out in a week from now and I'm happy enough to have access to the beta. So we are looking at this new game and it's looking really promising. It's a mixture between, I think, Oxygening not included and Rimworld, but just playing in a rather medieval setting. And as we can see already at the settings, we have quite a lot of settings to start with, right? So standard would be the standard settlements that we can build, and we will have to protect us against raids and events that occur, and survival would be something really challenging. For now, for the first playthrough, we're going with standard, and if you enjoy this one, if I enjoy this one, we're definitely going to have another game of this one again. We have two scenarios more or less, or two starting conditions. The first one is the new life, so we have a small group of survivors, and the other mode would be the lone wolf. So once again, similar to the competitors, where we start with only one settler alone and he has to survive in a harsh environment. Now we go with a new life, so we are rather playing, you know, with a smaller group. We have a valley or hillside option at the moment, and the mountain over there, and yeah, we are just going with the standard stuff here. And then another very important thing is the starting settlers. So we have 3 of them, and all 3 of them have a certain perks, right? We get more settlers, of course, as the game progresses, but for now we have those 3 standard ones. We can, of course, well, randomize them if we need to. As we can see, they all have special skills. So one is good for carpentry, one is good for cooking, another one is good for intellectual, and this game is deep. There's a lot of stuff going on here that we need to explore. Alrighty, we got our starting crew. So Edric Atkinson, he's really good at researching, as we can see here, and also making some medicine for us. Mabel is very good at constructing stuff. She's also an intellectual and she's good at fighting, so that is something useful. And Maud that we have here is good with botany, so she's going to tend to the fields and mining as well. That is our starting crew. 3 souls, they all have their different perks. One of them is ruthless and a gourmet. The other one is a drunkard. Oh, drunkard is probably not the best one, and this one is a dullard, but still. Anyway, we're going for that. We embarking on the new journey here in Wakefield, in a valley, a new life. Let's crack. And there we are now in a new world. So this is basically our starting location. It's totally randomized. It's always a bit different. What I can see right away is, oh my goodness, we don't have any real mountain close by, right? So there's something over there, but other than that, we're pretty much, yeah, if there's an attack coming, we will have to defend ourselves around the corner. I mean, there is a bit of, that's looking rather good. And as we can see, the graphics, I mean, they're nice, but they're also very simple. So we have nice lighting, we do have nice shadows. We also have, yeah, some of this Minecraft style, right? Pixel graphics and stuff like that. All right, we're here. The game mechanics, though, are really tight, and we need to get started. So first of all, I would like to chop down some trees. That is something we can do then just over here. So I'm just chopping down some stuff, because those things we're going to need for the wood that we need. Very good. And the other thing is, now that is something very similar. We need to start with a zone, right? And a stockpile zone. And similar to, for example, Rimworld, I can just put it over my starting resources here. And all of that is now a stockpile, right? So this is in a stockpile area that I have available. And people will now store stuff on this area, right? So we have 21 out of 64 goods that we're using right now. So one of them, for example, is ale. There is some chronicle piles. There is some wood piles. Now, Maud, Edric, and Mabel continue to chop down some stuff. We can now harvest the berries that we have around here. I think there we also have hay or grass that we can use here. We also get some mushrooms there. So very, very simple in the beginning. They should be getting this one, of course, over there. Now, we do have a first mission, because there's nighttime in this game, right? And with nighttime, people want to sleep. So we do need to craft us a smaller bedroom first. We only have a couple of options available to build here as the beginning, right? But we're going to research far more. We have the research here up there that we haven't gotten yet. The game is even so far that we can assign them to their jobs, right? So for example, Mabel here, she's good at hunting, so I'm going to increase the priority for her. Maud should be, where is the construction? Ah, she's good for the construction there too. So construction, there we have someone that is tending, someone that is tailoring, right? So we can also put the priorities there straight of what they should be doing. So harvesting here and cutting plants. and also hunting. That would be her priority because she's really good at that. And then we have Adrake. He's definitely in for the research. We put him on 1 if we need to do all of that. And that's basically that. Now we need to hurry up because night is coming rather quickly. Let's start with our first little bedroom. We have the stockpiles over there, so I'm going to just, you know, craft me a small room right here. And the room also will need a wall around it. So we are going to have, let's see. Let's make a window here in the center, a window here and here. And then we're going with a smaller door just over here. And then there's the wall around it. Fantastic. And as we can see, they're doing their job rather quickly. Of course, everyone wants to sleep a bit in a while. And those guys are no different. And as we can see, also construction can fail, and they also, each of them gain experience points when they do certain tasks. So for example, they are now constructing according to their you know, passion. For example, Mabel here is good at construction and she has a passion for that, so she gets 2.5 more experience points for the skill than, for example, Maud. So they gain experience points, of course, and level up those individual skills, and we should be very careful about how we handle that. We can also see that 2 of them are hungry now, so they're now going for eating something. We only have berries, I think, in store right now. Some ale we still have, cabbage. Alright, but no meat. My settlers, of course, would like some meat as well. Alright, yeah, our little house is coming along splendidly. Another thing that we do need now here is a sleeping spot. So this is out of hay only. We don't have anything better for that at the moment. So I'm just going to have now 1 here, 1 in the other corner so that it does look a bit nice, and 1 in this corner over there, and perhaps also a little torch here so that we do have some lighting in here. And it even goes so far that we do need, of course, to protect ourselves against some rain. And how do we do that? By having a roof on top of the whole thing, right? Cost me 72 hay. And with the roof, we then have a real proper first little hut made out of wood. Looking nice. We could also, of course, have these houses then with stairs and making them 2, 3, 4 stories high. But I think that's better than for stone and stuff like that. And I can see that we do lack the proper resources, so we should chop down some stuff. And what do we have over here? There we have clay pile. I actually do need the grass over here, right? So that's what we need to harvest, because that is what we need for the roof. So I'm just going to look around. And so over here we still have a bit of that. Let's just go for that. Perfect. And now they should be doing all of that. And they get a lot of experience points by chopping down some trees. Oh, we don't even have all the walls yet, so that's another thing. Of course, we cannot build the roof when there is no wall finished. Construction failed, then only means that she has to start over again. It doesn't mean that we, you know, have to start over with the construction. And yes, for weather we have 11 degrees right now. Of course, it can get very cold. We have 4 different seasons. We are now in spring, very good, so moderate temperatures. I guess winter will be rather cold, so we need to be careful about that. And of course we're going to have a raider attack, so I need to defend myself, but that's something for later, I assume. The roof is coming along. Very good. Our first building is finished, and what we can see now is we can actually go down in the layer here. So the game kind of like uses a layer system, and we are now at layer 5, and here we have now the house. And I really like that system because it's very, very easy to follow. We could even go then to the basement if we build below, or we could even go up to the roof, right, with the layers. But on layer 5 we are at the current ground. And as we can see, the house is finished and it's a shared bedroom. So we also have these room types in this game, and with the shared bedroom they can now go there and sleeping. They're all rather tired already. Some of them might become aggressive because of that. So it's the middle of night now, I think. 22, yep, 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. sorry, 10 p.m. So yeah, there it is, very good. And the first one is going to bed. And the other ones are still collecting some stuff. We can already give them now during the night the next task, like getting some berries, for example. We do have lots of berries though, so I don't think we need to really, you know, get more. So I'm just going to cancel that task again. Let's just have a look around. We can also, of course, chop down some more trees. We always need some wood while the night lasts. Okay, the next day is dawning. The game is automatically fasting forward once everyone is asleep. They had a good sleep. How very good. And we can actually continue now. Now we do have that little, well, yeah, bedroom, we should say. So we have the option now. Do we either want to build something else in there, but then we would lose the stages of the shared bedroom. That actually gives me a nice morale boost. So I'm going to build another house, right? And we could have this next settlement perhaps here somewhere. And this is going to be for researching, and perhaps also for a bit of leisure time and stuff like that. Let's just see that we have a bit of a distance there towards the or crafting area, or just for researching a little room. There we have it. And once again, this one is going to get a little door. I might actually make this a bit smaller, because I don't think for researching we do need so much, right? We definitely, however, do want some windows around the room in that case here. Very good. And then a decent wall. Oh, also Mabel leveled up. Construction skill is now 18. So she should be a bit faster than with the construction. We could also check the jobs once again. Construction here, we have this guy here, Mabel, and she is, yeah, having this as the highest priority because she's really good at that. As Adric and Mabel continue with that. Perfect. We can also do two other things that we should be building now, and that's the campfire. So with the campfire, we can then obviously cook us some food. The campfire is probably going to be outside here, so just in front of our stockpiles. In here, we can then have the research tables. We could also have them outside, but I think they take additional damage and stuff like that. Let's also have the butchering table beside the campfire somewhere over here. So there we can also cook some food in between. And that's the cool thing, a leisure time we can also build, for example, the backgammon table. People can, yeah, you know, relax a bit while playing something. So I might just build that one here as well. And we're 31 berries, so I don't need to harvest anything else. It's also really nice how we can see the clouds moving around, right? Perfect. Now also the campfire is coming along. That house is almost finished. Of course, what it still needs is once again another roof on top of it. And then we're going to have in here now the research. Research is very important because with that we can unlock new tech. And there is a lot of tech, and you will see that soon. Research table, and of course what every table needs is a stool, so people are also happy when they sit. And also another torch, so that we have some fire in here. But I think for the torch I will need to wait there. Right, so now I can see again, and let's just have a torch in here as well for a bit of light. And there we have it, a new house, our second house in all its glory. We should probably put some more windows in here. This is looking rather dark. And in here now, we are now constructing the research table. Another thing that I might do is for morale, it's very good to have some shrines in between. And in that case here, wooden restitutionist shrine. This one here follows aligned with the Church of Restitution, gather to pray. We also have the Oak Brethren shrine, right? So there's actually two faiths here. So for our beliefs, we actually have one that is going with the restitutionists, and we have two that are brethren, right? We can see that here. So let's just, for priority's sake, let's just have the wooden oak shrine first. And this one, right? A little shrine beside the house. And this one will give them some faith just over here. Also, the research table is finished. So what we can do now is we can now in here start crafting the chronicles. I'm going to save forever. So whenever someone has time, please do me some stuff here. And now we have also unlocked the research tab. and we can have a look at the research tree. That is quite extensive. So we do have a few things that we can go here for. The first one would be architecture. This gives me then the wooden beam, which allows me to have floors and ceilings, so I can have a second level in a house. And then we could go for agriculture, unlocking the fields, the clay, smelting for iron, and then also weaponry. And of course, it continues then for quite a lot of things. Let's start with the wooden beam. And there we have it unlocked because we already had some scripture in the storage, right? And I just need to look out for something here. Those guys here have it lowest priority to actually research, while Edric should always be researching if he's got the time. I just hope they follow. Right, and the wooden beam, there we have it. And I could now have a beam in one of these houses and start building the next level if we want to. Ah, very good. Now he's doing it. You're just very good at this stuff, so you should keep doing it. Intellectual, 13. As the day is coming to an end, we have actually 27 chronicles now. So I could have a look at my research there. And as we can see, we need 15 for that one here. We have 27. So I could go for the next ones, but I think... Oh, they're not allocated yet, right? So they are only in constructing. So they're almost finished, but it's still taking a bit of time. A new day is dawning. It's a bit foggy today, as we can see. Nice effect. It's also a bit of time to have a look at the region around us. Of course, we are not alone. We are over here, and we do have quite a lot of settlements around. Some of them are hostile, like Lindley, enemy settlement, Washingly, over here, which is another enemy settlement. So they might actually attack us at some point. These are forest bandits. This one here is a friendly settlement, though. So I could probably, when I have a trading post or something like that, could probably trade with them a bit. As the next day is dawning now. Yes, yes, yes. You can eat something. We have lots of berries, really. I don't even need to harvest anything. Edric continues, and... we can still not do this one. Why not? Alrighty, now we have that. So we have 15 allocated for the architecture, right? And now I do have enough again to have the next research, which would be agriculture in that case here. But I don't think we need that really at this point. But it unlocks us the wooden hay bed, which is much better. Agriculture, then we have the clay making. Yes, let's still wait for a few more books while my villagers continue. Chopping down some trees, probably the most important thing. We also have some idle settlers. That should never happen. So I might use that moment to build another house. And we have one for research. We have one for sleeping. So I might have one more for leisure time, right? So where people can play something. And of course, we can always make these houses bigger than later. But for now, I think we are safe with the smaller houses of what we have here. Let's have 2 more windows over here. That's that. And then we build another house around it. Perfect. Another house coming up, and in this house we can then have the backgammon table that I would like to have, probably beside a window, and we could have a second one over there if we get more settlers then. Yeah, they can work on that. We have 660 wood. We have so much wood, I don't really need to worry about that. Also, our campfire and butcher table is finished while we continue with the construction. So what we might be doing here is craft now a meal. And of course we can say how much of that. So let's just say 10 for a fixed amount of time now. For the meal we do need cooking material and 1 fuel. So fuel I guess is then just wood or sticks. Yep, this is for fuel, for example, as we can see. And cooking materials, yep, we have the berries, we have the cabbage. These also count as cooking materials. We also have the butcher table. Well, obviously for the butcher table we do need meat or carcass, and that is something we don't have yet, right? Since there is no hunting up to this point, but hunting is something we can do once we have the first weapons. Oh, actually what I can see is we have a few weapons. I can see there is a wooden spear and a bow, right? So those things can actually be used, so we should be using those. A short sword and a long bow. And let's just have a look around if we have some game close by, because we can also then say hunt them please. And I think over here we do have some deer or stags. Let's hunt this one there. Hunter lacks the ranged weapon, but I'm opening them up, so they should be getting it. That one here. Alright, Mabel built the backgammon table and is playing right away with Eric, it seems. So she actually could wait to finish it, and she's starting to play right away. Now, they're playing, of course, I can't use them for now. She is continuing here. Mabel is actually continuing to build, while Maud and Adric now play just right away. And we still are no closer to hunting that, well, deer over here that I would really like to slaughter for some meat. We can actually tell Mabel right away she has to equip. Oh no! There is a skill requirement of 10 marksmen. She's at 3. Do we have anyone with 10 marksmen? So let's check Adric here. He's 6 and Maud, she's 7. Alright, we need to train a bit. We got the short bow. The short bow is good for it though. So Mabel can actually equip the short bow. And with that she should be going for some hunting then. Yes. There, she's got it. Now, Mabel, kill that deer. Now she's hunting. Very good. We have the first hunt. She's on the hunt. Yeah, and that was a miss. So this really reminds me of Rimworld. And she's probably not be able... Oh yeah, very good. The deer is now in a corner. So she might still get him. And hopefully also increases her skill. Once she's marksman 10, we might be having someone with a long bow. Come on, you can do this. Now she hit him. But he's bleeding, so he's not dead yet. Very interesting. He's now bleeding. And running away. He might actually die while bleeding out, or she might die while getting lost in the woods. That was a miss again. Mabel, what are you doing? Perfect. Actually, the deer is down. And she's taking it with us. We got now an animal carcass that we can then slaughter at the butcher table, right? So here. There we could do it. But let's just store it in the storage for now. We have now a few interesting new techs up and running here. So the first one that I would actually like to go with is the wooden weaponry that gives me the cudgel and the wooden spear, because I don't know when the first attackers actually arrive. So let's just unlock this one. Plus we get these books in really quickly anyway. And with that we go into the wooden weaponry and fletching then. On the other hand here, agriculture is something that I probably don't need for quite some time at the moment. We probably will also need a granary at some point to store it. I think also that here we do have some decaying. Yeah, it's decomposing because ground type and unroofed. So we do need a storage room for those resources that we have. There we have now the boyer's table and the woodwork bench. So that's tools that we can find a way to make with that. But what I need first is I will definitely need a storage room, right? Something where we can store our resources. Oh, the sun is going up. That's looking really nice. So I'm thinking about this area here. Might just do fantastically. So let's make this one a bit bigger perhaps, like that. I mean, wood we have plenty of. We're going to have a door. Let's actually make this one a bit larger. I'm always looking out for that symmetry. 2 windows. Perhaps a window here. Here. And 2 windows here in the back. And then a nice wall around that. And I hope, my hope is now that we can actually assign a stockpile area to this building then. And Atkinson leveled up to 14 with his intellectual skill. Right, and we should then be able to have a stockpile in here. And we are, very good. So this is possible. Right, this is going to be a roofed stockpile then, once again. Our little storage room is coming along, though it's taking its time. So what I've done is I'm reassigning Adric now. He's no longer researching all day because it was really just only stuck in the office, as we might want to call it, and the books are piling up in there. So that's not really ideal. Equipment. We also get a new option here to prepare your settlers, equip them with armor, clothing and weapons. Alright, so there might be some attacks at some point. So what we should be doing for that is preparing our settlers for a bit of what they're good for. So we already have one, Mabel. She's good at shooting. Yeah, well, at least she's trying, right? And she's very passionate about it. So she learns a lot. She's also good at melee, right? So she can fight a bit. And Maud is perhaps better? No. So at melee, we really only have Mabel and the other one. So let's equip her with some item. Equip this one. Very good. Oh, looking fine now, Mabel. That's looking much better than before. So she has some equipment now. And Maud, who is also not that bad, she might get a wooden spear. So just in case there's an attack coming, that we have means to defend ourselves. Oh, wait a second. There's also a short sword. Let's equip the short sword. There you go. Perfect. So now she has also something to defend herself. Alright, that's it for now. I hope you're enjoying this one, and then we continue here. Stay tuned.